The PM is under investigation by the ethics watchdog over claims that he should have told MPs his wife might benefit from a childcare policy unveiled in the budget. Now, his wife, Akshata Murthy, is a shareholder in Koru Kids, which is a childcare agency likely to be boosted by new incentives for people to become childminders.
Which was listed on the government's website as one of the 6 agencies which would benefit. I have to say, look, I was an MP for 10 years. You guys have been watching politics for a very long time. We all know in Parliament that if you have a financial interest on a policy which you're about to talk about, you declare it. You say it. It's just like everybody knows that.
It would be much easier if he just said, actually, my wife has got shares. But, of course, he says it was all listed with the Cabinet Office privately. But it's a minor breach.
Well, hang on. Sorry.
Is it?
People watching will think, how has a particular agency, when there's only a short list of agencies listed, how is one of those one from which the Prime Minister's wife would benefit as a shareholder?
Look, it focuses the fact that this Prime Minister is the wealthiest in modern times. He is so rich that he's going to benefit from almost anything.
His wife
and
is.
He's out of touch because of it. That's what it is. Now, look, he's got a string of offences now. I'm not suggesting he's Kenneth Noy. There's something more of the Mr. Bean about him, because you think he gets a COVID fine, then he's fined for not wearing his seatbelt, which he's taken off in the car to be filmed, do a little propaganda video. He must have switched off the ding, ding, ding if you're not wearing your seatbelt in your cars. They're driving along doing it. Then the cops have to talk to him and his family about putting their dog on a lead when they're going through a London park, where you've got to have it leashed.
You're losing the room, Kevin.
Now you're
losing the room. You're losing the room.
Look at all the offences. It's almost as if a ruler thinks the rule doesn't apply to him.
No, the thing, Andrew,
that's what he is.
In the House of Commons liaison committee, when he is asked directly, in fact, I think we can actually see the sort of this moment.
There are only 6 childcare agencies, and they're advertised on the government's website. What conversations have the government had with these agencies about these proposals?
I'll happily write back to you and the committee on exactly what conversations are had and the rationale for that.
The rationale, the use of taxpayers' money to give double bonuses to sign up with private agencies.
Well, I think it's a reflection of the fact that they're through intermediaries, so there are additional costs, and ultimately we just want to make sure the policy is effective in bringing additional people into the system, because I think...
And there's nothing the Prime Minister wishes to declare in respect of that?
No, I mean all my disclosures are declared in the normal way.
He should have said, actually, by the way, my wife has.
Shares in one of these
agencies. But I've already declared it to the Cabinet Office behind the scenes.
Look, Andrew,
which he has.
The Cabinet Office have not published ministerial declarations for a year. Well, but that doesn't matter, because the way the rules work, whatever you've done as a minister, if you are appearing in the Commons and there is a issue of a
potential.
Then you should declare it. But he was directly asked, and he didn't answer the question. It's really weird.
And I think it's partly because he's touchy about this area, because he got very touchy when journalists inquired about the fact his wife was a non-dom. And he thought this was a private matter. It was not a private matter. He was Chancellor of the Exchequer, or was he Prime Minister at the time?
It's an interest you declared.
Chancellor, wasn't he? And it was a legitimate public interest.
The Newcastle North Labour MP, there, Catherine McKinnell, who was asking him, was like a cat playing with a mouse. And she could see this mouse did not want to say that it is loaded. And there's £4 billion going in the budget to a sector, and his wife's company is one of those that will benefit quite substantially.
Can I ask you a question? If it was Boris Johnson who had said that, who hadn't answered the question, and it was Carrie Johnson who is the shareholder, there would have been a riot. Why does Rishi Sunak play by different rules to Boris Johnson and Carrie Johnson? People would go mad about it.
I think because it was clear he'd cleared it with the Cabinet Office behind the scenes.
Was it?
Yes.
That's been made clear. So he feels he's done the right thing.
He thinks he's done the right thing. However, in the interest of transparency,
you have to declare
he should have said to that
verbally.
MP,
Yeah.
I've declared all this to the Cabinet Office in the normal
You know
way.
what's happening here, though, is look, I'm a man of probity, and I agree, he's not Boris Johnson,
No,
but I'm
he's
a man of
about
probity. How many second chances does he deserve now?
No,
where he's getting very, very slippery. Plus
Okay.
the US green card as well as the non-dom
as soon as the meeting was over, he wrote to the committee making it clear he had told the Cabinet Office in advance. They knew all
If
about
that
it.
was Tony Blair and Cherie Blair,
It'd be hammered.
it would have been the splash in the mail.
Hammered.
The splash in the mail.
It's small beer.